My name is Athena Dacanay. I'm from the Philippines and I'm currently pursuing my doctorate degree in school psychology. The Philippines has a really huge gap between the poor and the rich. So I would say if you lived in an urban area, water and its treatment is highly prioritized. But once you get to the rural areas or the really poor areas in the urban communities, then that's something that's really not a concern of the people, and I don't think they would even bother about asking about treatment. It's one of the biggest concerns that the Philippine government is working on with the UN and with the World Bank. A lot of cases of waterborne diseases because of poor sanitation, poor sewage systems, and again, the inability, not inability, but the lack of access to water that has been treated. We're surrounded by oceans, and so I think the main source of water is from groundwater. We have, I think 25 or a little less than 25% of forest, and that's where most of our water comes from, except a high percentage of that water is also polluted. But they are taking steps, they have been since 2004, to clean up the water and to at least promote reforestation for better access to water, to clean water. Impoverished areas, boiling water is a huge thing because bottled water is so expensive, and only maybe in the urban areas would be, the water bottles would be more popular in that area. I would think in areas like I grew up, my childhood was in an area called Baguio, and that would be 5,000 feet above sea level. So we were in the mountain areas, and water was difficult. In that area, we have to have fresh water, not fresh, but clean water delivered to our homes instead of it being freely flowing from the tap, from pipes. They were scheduled. We would have water coming from the government every Tuesday from 3 to 5 in the afternoon. And so in that area, it was really, I guess it was promoted to conserve water. But then when I went to Manila, which is the capital of the Philippines, water was just constantly available, and so you were less conscious about the water consumption. And so I think, again, it depends on which area of the Philippines you're from and how accessible water is. In other areas where the government promotes conservation, it's really in people's minds, but in other areas, they're like golf course after golf course after golf course, and they wouldn't care. I think we're quite far away from that. We're very separated by local governments, and so there's not one big thing, since everybody has a different lifestyle in each of the provinces, that they allow the local governments to take care of that. And sometimes, knowing the Philippines, there's a lot of corruption, and so even if there is a law or they're trying to promote a law, it may not pass or it may not be implemented as well as it should. I remember like stories back home where, back in Baguio, where, you know, like we were privileged enough to be able to buy water and not have the cheaper water that the government is making available to everyone. But in some of the houses, we would see people washing dishes using pails, and that's just unheard of for me. Like, how can you not have free flowing water to wash, to clean utensils and everything? Like, you dip it in in pails, and you're washing dishes in dirty water and things like that. And one of the things that I found really amusing coming here was that your water fountains worked. Every water fountain had water in it, and it had clean and refreshing water. Back home, you would have water fountains, but they never worked, ever. And you would be scared if they did. I'm very conscious of the area that I'm at. Like, I've adapted here. I know that there's an abundant supply, but I don't over abuse it. Like, I know the small things that I do is like, while I'm brushing my teeth, I turn off the faucet. Or while, ooh, I love my showers, no. But other than that, like, I use Brita filters for my water rather than buying bottled water.